I don't know why I did that, but now I'm just.
But I'll do it with you.
When all your body's burning up.
We're doing a zombie pose.
I just got Halloween on the mind, even though it's August.
It's almost Halloween, you know?
It's almost Halloween. I already bought my first Halloween decorations.
When I have full-time allergies. Halloween.
Abby and Kat were born in 1997 and became best friends when they were 6. Grew up together and started a band and bonded over music ever since. 20 years later, they are all grown up and spend their free time analyzing lyrics. Now here they are talking all about their Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift. Taylor, if you're listening, we love you.
Welcome to Swiftlore Podcast, where we dive into lyrics and lore of our Lord and Savior, Dr. Taylor Allison Swift.
Absolutely, that's why we're here.
I'm Kat.
I'm Abby.
I got a new tattoo.
It's it's
nicely
gorgeous.
Blocked by the mic stand.
So Kat wanted to commemorate me on her body permanently, even more.
Yes, the matching tattoos weren't enough. I had to get one for Abby's middle name, and that definitely was part of my intention and not something that I thought of when Abby said that I was getting something for her the day of my tattoo.
Yeah, literally like, oh, what are you getting? She was like, a rose. I was like, oh my God, for me? That's so romantic.
Yeah. Definitely not for Romeo and Juliet. And it's a stained glass window for would've, could've, should've with stained glass windows in my mind.
It's so cool, guys.
I'm actually
so
obsessed
cool.
with it. My artist, she just opened a new tattoo studio, her own place. Her books aren't open right now, but it's called Heartstrings Tattoo in Rochester. Mm-hmm. So 10 out of 10 recommend. Her work is incredible. She's done my whole Taylor Swift Shakespeare sleeve so far.
And she did my Saturn.
And yes, she did our moon and our Saturn.
And
it's funny because I was talking about you, and then I just was like, wait, you've met Abby. You literally tattooed her. And she goes, oh, yeah. But she also pointed out that it's kind of a Stranger Things tattoo because of the Creel house with the stained glass rose.
I love your tattoo artist.
She knows what's up. Because we were just like talking about how much we love Stranger Things and how excited we were for like the new season.
Yeah.
And I think I was talking about like the play on Broadway, like talking about how crazy it was and how cool it was.
Uh-huh.
And I was like, man, do I have to get a Stranger Things tattoo now? And then she was just like, well, isn't there like a stained glass rose? And I was like, oh my God, you're right. How is it that my tattoo artist, who didn't have the release dates off the dome like me?
It has layers.
It has layers.
Because I also have a Stranger Things Taylor Swift tattoo.
You do?
But mine isn't Shakespeare themed at all. But that's okay.
I've got the trifecta.
It's actually, you can actually see it sort of today. I can't.
A little bit.
Huzzah!
Huzzah.
Now people who have watched it on YouTube got to see the tattoo for the first
thigh.
time. A thigh moment.
A little thymon.
I was telling I
don't know. I just say stuff.
Simon Thed.
Simon Thez.
I was telling Kat as we hit record, I'm like, it looks like I'm not wearing pants. So for people who are watching the video, just letting you know I am.
I'm wearing a jumpsuit, so technically not pants, but also more pants than dress.
And on way more important news than what we were wearing, Joe is coming to Rochester.
Holy shit, guys. Holy shit. Okay, when we made our vision boards for the year, and
this is wild.
It's insane.
Our vision boards had both, I guess we didn't have Orla on them, but we had Joe on it. And Joe he hadn't announced his album. He hadn't announced his tour. We hadn't gone to see him yet.
And now it's like insane. It's insane.
It's really
we're both like working our connections to make sure that we can get tickets. I'm like, I will pay for the tickets. I just want to make sure that I get, because the thought of it selling out and not going.
That is because
it won't happen.
The thing is, I have notifications for Joe because I'm wild, and notifications, if you will. And it said like posted a new story, and usually it's like, I don't know, it can be a variety of things with him. You never know. But I clicked on it. I happened to be on my lunch break, and then boom, coming to Rochester to my alma mater, and the stage where we graduated high school.
Yes, literally. The place where we graduated high school. Insane.
And I was like, what? I couldn't believe what I was saying. I had to check that it was the official Joe account. I was like, what do you mean?
And then like, what do you 5 minutes later, I'm working and I get an email that's like, Joe's coming to Rochester. And I was like, what? And I pick up my phone. I go to text Abby and she's already texted me 3 times.
I think I texted you, Kat, oh my God, Kat.
Yeah, no, you did. And then I was just like, oh my God, we're going. It's happening, we're going. What the fuck are the odds? Like, he's just coming, he's just playing at a college. Like, and I don't know, like, how that, it's, like, not a music venue. Like,
it's not.
Like, I'm sure that musicians have played there before, but, like, it's not a thing.
I think the biggest name, RIT got Bo Burnham in, like, 2015, 2014. So he was pretty popular.
Yeah.
It's so wild. It's so random.
It's like just a Wednesday.
It's just a Wednesday. He's going to a bunch of...
It's so weird because like a couple weeks ago we went to see the movie Pavements that he was in because it was playing at the Eastman Kodak like museum has a theater, and the director was there.
Yeah, the director.
It was the weirdest fucking movie I've ever seen.
It was weird.
I watched the whole movie, and then there was a Q&A with the director afterwards, but the movie was 2.5 hours long.
It was 2 hours, 8 minutes.
It was 2 hours, 8 minutes. It felt like 2.5 hours.
It did feel quite long.
And when it ended, I was just like, I need to leave now, Abby.
No, that's so fair.
Because I was just like, it's night, and I don't know what the fuck I just watched.
I was already very exhausted, and then I walked in, and this movie...
it's so confusing.
It was really confusing to me, especially because I didn't even know for the first part whether or not it was a real band. It is. And then I recognized one of their songs. And I was like, oh, okay, so this is a real band, but it's a fictional movie about a real band.
And it's like,
but some of it's
because
real.
Like going into it, I was like, I think it's a real band. And you were like, no, I don't think it's a real band. And then like 20 minutes in, Abby turns to me and she goes, it's a real band. I'm like, I don't think it's a real band. like the movie started and both of us were just like, I think I'm wrong.
Right. And also Joe Keery is playing himself, but it's himself playing the main singer.
The lead singer of Pavements.
But the version of Joe Keery that he's playing is like not
like
his
kind of douchey,
like really into the role.
It kind of felt like a Austin Butler parody. Remember, because how he because the whole thing was like he was working, like Joe Keery was working this vocal coach to sound like the lead singer of Pavements. But the thing is, the lead singer of Pavements does not have a unique way of talking or anything. So it was just like a really weird way to do it. And it was just like him adding vocal fry to his voice. And then at the end, he was like, I don't know if I can stop talking like this.
Which, okay, I'll admit,
which is literally Austin funny. No, it was really funny. And then I didn't put it together as like parodying,
whatever.
As a parody of Austin Butler until I saw a TikTok about him like not being able to stop talking like Elvis, and I was like, oh,
yeah, and
that's what it's making fun of.
What I can really appreciate about Pavements is that they took a bit and they committed so hard to that bit,
and like the editing was really cool. The way that they were like doing like these weird side by side things with different scenes, and like the sound engineering was really interesting. It just was so confusing that I couldn't. I think that I would really enjoy it if I rewatched it knowing already the plot and if I was high. I don't think that this is a movie that was meant to be watched sober.
It's not meant, it's certainly not meant to go in blind, I don't think. I needed the context of it also being satirical, also being a parody, because I didn't know what it was, but I think the director also kind of wanted that. Yeah. So I don't know. Also, I saw a Letterboxd review that was just like, I think I would have enjoyed this movie more if I knew who Pavement was.
No, okay, same. The way that I didn't know who they were until their song that randomly went viral on TikTok played at the end, and I was like, oh, that makes sense. I do know this.
Your hopes on just one person.
Yeah,
that one. Sophie Thatcher one.
A word that rhymes with pavements. So and the reason that song went viral was because somebody analyzed that section of lyrics as like, tell me a word that rhymes with pavement, and I won't kill your parents and roast them on a split, which is impalement, which raises pavement, and then whatever the rest of that verse is.
To etch it or permanently sketch it, engravement. Yeah. So very cool. Also, Sophie Thatcher did like a music video version of it randomly. Incredible. So strange. Anyway.
Just weird.
It was all around weird. And so I stuck around, even though I was so tired, I stuck around. Also, my car was breaking down on the way there.
Oh, no. You didn't tell me. You did not mention that. I wouldn't have left if I knew your car wasn't working.
It's fine. I was in such a bad mood, to be honest. I was just like out of it.
That's so fair. I knew that you were in a bad mood because I tried to talk to you at the beginning and you were like, yeah. And I was like, I know this isn't about me, so I'm not going to push it.
I was so tired, and my car was breaking down, and I didn't have time for that. So anyway, I stuck around because I'm like, I want to see what the director has to say. And the director was basically just like, yeah, I just thought, wouldn't it be funny if this was a movie made by someone who thinks Pavement is the best band of all time, and then we made that movie, and we did not half-ass it. And I'm like, that's true.
Like, it's a study in committing to the bit. Yeah, is really what the movie was. And like,
and
I
love that.
I respect.
We love that.
The bit commitment.
Yeah.
Even if the movie itself, I was so confused the whole time. Yes. But that's like, it was so good because it was like, I don't know if I enjoyed watching it, but I think it was a really good movie, if that makes sense.
It was so well made.
It was really well made. All of the acting was good. All of the editing was incredible.
He wrote like a whole musical that was only shown for 8 minutes, you know?
Yeah. Like, and like, I still can't tell if the musical happened or not. Like, I can't tell if it was like a one night only show that they actually did.
No. He literally created a musical, a jukebox musical for the context of this movie that is only shown for 8 minutes in the movie.
But he made the whole musical?
He said he did.
That's crazy.
Yeah, he was just like, the story I wanted to tell, it just had to feel like it was a real thing. So it was a real thing.
Wait, that's actually that's kind of iconic.
It's iconic.
Like,
and then
he committed to this bit.
He committed. And then also he used different aspect ratios when he was filming like the behind the scenes of the fake documentary biopic versus like, there was so much going on.
When they were showing the clips from the fake biopic, they had like, pretending like it was released for like Oscar like Oscar voting people to view it, so it was like for the Academy's consideration. And it was funny because the first time that one of those played, like this, it's clearly satire like at that point, but like it's just so funny. Like the entire audience at this theater just started cracking up. And like there weren't a lot of moments that everybody laughed at, but that was one of the ones where you're just like, okay, yep, they're fucking with us. They're fucking with us. And that wasn't until like an hour into the movie. I feel like that was the first time that they showed the fake biopic was when I was like, okay, yes, they are 100% fucking with us. Because also what was interesting is that they kind of like went back and forth between like using real headlines from stuff. And then like fake headlines from the same places. So it just like.
And the director's also in it as himself.
As the director. He directed the musical in it and he directed the biopic in it.
Yes, but then like one of the people in the musical was the actor that plays Fawn Moscato from New Girl. So the entire time I was like, okay, this can't be real because she's not talking about how she was Fawn Moscato. As if people who played bit parts on New Girl in every project they do are just like, remember me, I was Fawn Moscato.
As you know, that's how you have to introduce yourself if you were involved in New Girl.
That's how I would forever. But like, yeah, the movie was deeply confusing to me. And for the first half of it, I was just trying to figure out what it was.
Yeah, exactly.
It took a while to click. But that doesn't mean it's bad. And a lot of people really enjoyed it.
I think that if I rewatched it, I would like it a lot more the second time.
Yeah. All of this to say is that Joe Keery's coming to Rochester.
Yeah. And so I was like, I wonder if if the director coming here and having like a good experience, because they showed another one of his movies the next night. I wonder if that like had anything because like what are the odds that like the director of a Joe Keery movie comes in July and then Joe Keery comes in September? Like it's so random.
It's like, so random and weird.
Let me just stress how Rochester is not a big city at all.
Yeah.
It's just
it's
like
not a stop on tours.
Yeah, no, like the only musicians that I've seen here are like I'm trying to think of like famous musicians I've seen. It was like 21 Pilots, but that was in 2015 before Blurry Face.
Yeah, I saw. I mean, Hilary Duff came here in
exactly
2004.
That's like Hilary Duff.
But that was at Blue Cross Arena.
Yeah,
this is not Blue Cross Arena.
It's just a random.
This is at a college.
Like I don't know. It's just so random.
It's so I'm still in disbelief.
Basically, we're just really good at manifesting, but only if it's not fully on purpose.
Yes. You know? Yeah. I'm also running a conspiracy that someone on his team listened to Swiftlore Podcast.
Yes. If you listen to Swiftlore Podcast and you're on Joe Keery's team, can we please meet him? We just want to ask him what his favorite book is as a bit.
I want to talk to him about his songwriting process. I'd love to meet the whole band. I'm still in shock. I'm still in disbelief. Really? And you guys who have been following us talking about Joe since like episode 3.
Yeah,
this is really crazy.
You know how big this is for us.
I'm shaking in my boots.
The fact that we don't have to drive 6 hours round trip to see him.
It's literally right there.
It's right there.
It's right there.
Bonkers bananas.
I know that we just yapped for a while, but that was all necessary.
That was all just 15 minutes of us freaking out.
And you know what? I got 5 more about something else. Let me give you a tight 5. So I mentioned last episode that I was supposed to go to Oregon. So this is last week was my no good, very bad week. Yeah. As I mentioned, when we saw Pavements, I was already just like in a bad mood. My car was breaking down. But when you're working full time, it's really hard to like deal with car stuff and doctor's appointments.
Yep.
Because like, when do you fit that in? I work during business hours.
Yeah, especially because you have an office job.
Yeah, and my car also like, how do I get to work after that? So then I have to organize rides. So it's a whole thing. So anyway, I was already like, I don't know how I'm going to finesse this, but it's fine because I have Oregon this weekend. It's fine. 4 days in Oregon. And that's what got me to the end of the week. And then you know what, guys? All the Delta flights leaving decided they were not going to leave. I had Delta flights on the way there and United flights on the way back. And you know what's wild is the day I was supposed to leave, a bunch of Delta flights got canceled. And on the way back, a bunch of United flights, all of them had to ground because of a systemic issue.
So really, it's good that you didn't fly out there and then get stuck.
Yeah.
Because that happened to me on the way home from Lollapalooza last year because of like weather issues. And it was the most stressful 24 hours ever.
Yeah.
And I mean, like, it sucks so much that you couldn't go, but at least you got stuck at home.
Exactly. Like, I made the executive decision. I'm like, I could fly to Detroit right now, but then I'd probably end up just getting stuck in Detroit. And then I would have gotten stuck in Oregon.
Yeah.
So I was really sad that I couldn't do my celebration with friend of the podcast, and then I had some other friends I was going to meet up with. But that's okay. I'll get out there eventually. And the
Oregon will be there.
The Oregon will be there. And the button to that story is that I brought my car in on Friday. It, of course, had to be taken care of all weekend. Got it back on Monday.
Naturally.
I've got a car again. He's healthy. He's chugging along. So I ended up getting stuff done, and I slept almost the entire weekend.
You know, sometimes you just got to sleep it off.
I don't even know how I expected my body to last across the country travel. I was so tired.
I mean, I feel like when you're that level of tired, you could have just slept on the plane.
Probably. Well, Kat texted me. She was like, you know what? Maybe this is like a sign that you just need to stay home and rest. And you were so right for that.
I know I was. But I asked first. I was like, can I give a silver lining, or is it going to be a, have you tried listening to Sparks Fly moment? And you were like, no, you can give me the silver lining. Also, I was like, you're really tired and you can sleep.
You can sleep now. And sleep I did. I did not listen to Sparks Fly, but it was the equivalent. That's all my front matter.
I don't know if I have anything else that's other than my tattoo, but I already talked about that.
We had an eventful couple of weeks, guys.
We did.
Wow. All right. Should I go first? Yeah, I feel like we didn't even talk about what I think was.
So now that we're 17 and a half minutes into recording. This week
we came up with this idea on the Swacket, which, by the way, is the episode that we were guests on the Swacket.
Yes, it was so much fun.
Yeah, go listen to that episode and also the rest of the episodes because they're super fun.
Yeah.
And they also did an episode with Lena and Ian. They did an episode with Allison and Andrew. So we're like all one happy family.
We're all in the same podcast universe.
Yes, exactly.
The Glee, Taylor Swift, Buffy verse.
Yes, which is the best place. I love sitting there.
The best place to be, absolutely.
And of course, the Stranger Things universe with our Skull Rock buddies on the other side. So,
one day they'll come on the pod.
Yes. So on that episode where we guested, we got the song Gorgeous. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember who came up with the connection.
I can't remember off the top of my head, but we were basically talking about like what other song in Taylor's discography has like the same vibes as Gorgeous. Mm-hmm. And I can't remember how we paralleled Fortnight.
Well, because it's ruining my life.
Oh, right. Yes.
It's this ruining idea
of
my
like
life.
Loving someone or wanting someone so much that it just like completely fucks you over.
Yeah.
But it's really, and it's interesting because Gorgeous is like the before the relationship.
Yes.
And then Fortnight is the after.
And we came up with that. And then Kat couldn't stop thinking about it. You were knocked on your ass. And then we just decided that that's what we had to do today is talk about it. So I'm covering Gorgeous.
And I'm covering Fortnight.
I also did ask a friend of the podcast of the Swacket, Kay. I asked her if she wanted to send in an audio. I will insert it now.
Hi guys, thank you for letting me guest star on your podcast. I don't know if I ever made the connection between Fortnight and Gorgeous before you guys talked about it on my podcast, but I definitely see the connections. Like, they are exploring this really similar theme of wanting somebody that you can't have, and even describing that feeling as like ruining your life. But it's cool because they're obviously so tonally different. I'm gonna talk about each individually, and I always go alphabetically. So Fortnight, I like it. It's relatable. I do listen to it. I stream. It's one of those songs, though, where altogether the song is, like, fine. I don't have super strong feelings about it. It's these individual lines that kind of make it a standout. Like these confessional lyrics about being a functioning alcoholic. My jaw dropped. I remember where I was when I first heard that. The miracle move on drug, describing feeling like all of your days are Mondays, stuck in an endless February. I fucking hate February, worst month of all time. And your wife waters flowers, I want to kill her. When I first heard it, I actually thought it was your wife bought us flowers, I want to kill her, which I still actually think, like, that's what I always sing when I'm singing along, because I actually think that would be a better lyric. Like, the idea that, like, the wife is so nice, and that's part of why I want to kill her. My main thought about Fortnight is just that it, like, should not have been the album opener. I don't know why she chose that, but I think My Boy Only Breaks His Favorite Toys, I'm biased because I love that song, but I think that would have been a much better album opener, like starting with "Oh, Here We Go Again" would have been fucking iconic after this big breakup. As for Gorgeous, I mean, what can I say? It's gorgeous. Famously, we covered that in our episode of the Swacket, and the response to the decision that we made between Gorgeous and It's Nice to Have a Friend has been met with fervent disagreement from my listeners. But I do really love Gorgeous. It's the same idea of like wanting somebody that you can't have, but it's much flirtier and more fun. It's like the implication is that, you know, as we all knew when we were listening to Reputation, the implication being that she does eventually find a way to get him. And I think it also has a lot of relatable lyrics, like the concept of like being a little bit mean to the person that you like, kind of ignoring them, and that kind of being a signal that like you like them and you're too nervous to say anything about it. I've done that. The production, I think, is what really sends Gorgeous over the edge for me. It's a Max Martin original, and it sounds so good. It's like the wah are so fun, the little dings are so fun, so campy, so earnest, and it just sparkles in a way that like Fortnight does not. I always, whenever I think about Gorgeous, I'm thinking about the alternate lyrics too. I got a boyfriend, he's older than us, I haven't seen him in a couple of months, which is also like so sad. If I was pitting these songs against each other, my choice would definitely be Gorgeous. I just think it's way more interesting of a song. I mean, Fortnight like has a few standout lyrics, but other than that, it's a very just like generic kind of yearning song. And Gorgeous just it stands out to me. It's more unique. The production is way better. And I just, you know me, I like when her lyrics are kind of more straightforward and just tell you exactly how she's feeling. Like, I know she's kind of in her metaphorical bag with TTPD, but I think a lot of those metaphors don't necessarily like land for me, just me personally. So like, I think the songs where she's really straightforward in kind of her earlier albums are often the ones that speak to me more. Thank you guys so much for letting me guest star. You guys are awesome. Swiftlore is awesome. And yeah, have a good rest of your episode. Bye.
Thank you, Kay.
Thanks, Kay.
So now, and also it was such a joy to be on that podcast.
It was so fun.
It was so much fun.
And it's like a fun listen too, because it's basically the concept is that every episode she has on a guest or two and then pulls like 4 Taylor Swift songs to different battles that are like, which of these songs goes to the next level. It's a Swacket, it's a Swiftie bracket.
Yes.
And so it's going to be eventually going to the best Taylor Swift song.
Yes, which is
what did we...
Gleek of the Week does the same thing with Glee songs. And so we got Gorgeous and It's Nice to Have a Friend. And we chose It's Nice to Have a Friend.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Spoiler.
Which was controversial.
Yeah.
But I'm so glad that it was us defending our
because
girl.
As you know, It's Nice to Have a Friend is a hill that I will die on. It's one of my favorites off Lover. So,
and no spoilers, but you should listen to the Lena and Ian episode. You listening and also you, Kat.
Yes.
Because
I think I started it.
They get Midnight's versus Reputation both times.
Gasp.
It's us on the pod.
It was such a surprise that I had to gasp and then say gasp.
Yeah, that's how much of a surprise it was.
I'm excited. Oh, I'm going to listen to that. I've been like cleaning all weekend because my apartment turned into a depression pit over the last 8 months, but now I'm less depressed.
Amazing. Wow. We love feeling less depressed.
Cleaned. Although it's funny, from where I'm sitting, it looks less clean, but that's the only trash that's left in my apartment. Which is actually...
It looks clean to me as someone who's been here often.
Yes.
Cool. So I guess I'll go first because I'm chronologically first, right?
Yeah.
All right.
Gorgeous. Can't say anything to your face. 'Cause look at your face. Gorgeous.
Gorgeous is the 8th track off of Reputation. And the 3rd single on Reputation, it was written by Taylor, Max Martin, and Shellback, produced by Max Martin and Shellback. It is described as the pursuit of a maddening love interest, but it's basically cuteness aggression, the song.
I love that.
That's what this
Me
song
looking
is.
at Spear right now.
Oh my gosh, she's so cute. She's sitting right there, and we love her so much.
She's slowly inching closer, but she's being very good.
It was performed for the first time in Chicago.
Chicago.
Joe reference. Not really, but everything relates to Joe in my brain right now.
Chicago.
Joe. Chicago.
Lollapalooza. Nope, I didn't like that.
Bringing back from the, we mentioned this on our 3rd episode, but bringing back that Chicago in Italian means I shit on it.
Bringing it back.
Bringing it back. Bestie Sylvia told me that, and I will never forget, so. I feel it. Am I right? All right. It was first performed in Chicago on December 7th, 2017 at the B96 Pepsi Jingle Bash. And then for the second time in London on December 10th at that same year for the Jingle Bell Ball. She really said Christmas, more like gorgeous. This was also performed on the Reputation Stadium Tour as the third song on the set list and as a surprise song on the Eras Tour in Atlanta, Georgia on April 29th, 2023.
I really want to know where I was.
Also on May 17th, 2024 in Stockholm, Sweden, mashed up with I Think He Knows. This song was partially engineered in Stockholm.
Love that.
I don't know if that was purposeful.
I feel like it was. I feel like she talked about it.
Okay.
I could be wrong, but I feel like she talked about Max Martin and Shellback when she was in Stockholm.
Makes sense. Critical reception. Pretty much exclusively positive from what I saw. People seem to appreciate it more than the first two singles that had come out for Reputation. Justice for Ready For It. But I guess I get it.
Wait, did you see the thing recently that the director of the Ready For It music video was in an interview talking about it and said that originally the second single was supposed to be King of My Heart, and there's a scrapped King of My Heart music video.
What?
Yes.
Tea.
Right? And he shouldn't have said that because now everyone's going to be like, give me that music video.
Oh,
it's going to be
obviously.
All Too Well 10-minute version all over again, except worse because we already know that she struggles with redoing like Reputation stuff, but
yeah.
just guys be normal about it.
Just yeah. Richard S. What? I don't know if his name is Richard S. He or if I accidentally copied something wrong. Anyway, okay. Another person from Billboard called the lyrics clumsy. For the first time ever, this is a quote, for the first time ever, Taylor's so tongue-tied she can't even think of a rhyme. To that I say, I think Taylor should think of that as a compliment. Because that's kind of the point of the song.
Yeah, like, you're so close. You're so close to the point. You're staring it in the eye, and you're saying, I don't get it.
Like, I can't even say anything to your face, because look at your face.
Also, like, I hate the idea that every song has to rhyme. It doesn't rhyme. That's fine.
It's a glitter gel pen song, and we love that for her.
Exactly. Not everything has to rhyme all the time. I say rhyming.
Only personal connections I have are that we talked about the song on the Swacket, and also in the episode with Lena and Ian, we deemed this Spike song from Buffy.
True.
Getting into the lyrics, and honestly, there's not too much to say about these lyrics because, you know, look at your face, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, that's the whole bit. So the song opens with a tiny, tiny baby saying gorgeous. That tiny, tiny baby is none other than James Reynolds, child of Blake Lively and Ryan Reynolds, and also the inspiration for the character of James, who we all know and love on Swiftlore Podcast.
I don't know if she was the inspiration, just the naming inspiration.
Right. Imagine she's like, I'm going to roast this baby.
And I also think that, was she the one who played Kid Deadpool in Deadpool 3? I think
don't
it
know.
was her.
I don't know.
It was one of their kids.
So, you should take it as a compliment that I got drunk and made fun of the way that you talk. So, it's this like playful sort of demanding nature that you can only have after you've had a couple cocktails.
Yeah.
Of like, you should take it as a compliment that I'm making fun of you right now. Like that comes from like a few tequila sunrises, you know what I mean? But also, you should take it as a compliment because getting drunk in front of someone and just like being free to tease them a little bit are both things that require a level of comfort.
True.
And like trust. So it's got double meaning. You should think about the consequence of your magnetic field being a little too strong. So now she's like, this is your fault.
You're just too hot. And it's a you problem.
And you're a magnet. And I'm going to talk about science now.
Ooh.
Science rules. I'm actually not going to talk about science. Taylor did, not me. But yeah, it's just this imagery of she's literally being like pulled by force beyond her control.
Exactly. It's like, well, I have to talk to you because I don't have any other choice, but I can't be nice to you because that all my cards would then just immediately be on the table.
Right. And I got a boyfriend. He's older than us. And he's in the club doing I don't know what. It's really hard not to just sing this song.
Yeah, like the rhythm is just so good.
It's so catchy. So Kay from the Swacket pointed out that this lyric used to be, I haven't seen him in a couple of months, which I kind of like better, to be honest. I don't know why. Because just this idea of like, I have a boyfriend, he's around somewhere. I mean, it's the same meaning in both lyrics.
Yeah.
But I haven't seen him in a couple of months makes it a little more understanding why she's so drawn to this new person and trying to
I mean, the idea of like he's in the club doing I don't know what also is like kind of implying that like he's might be cheating on Taylor.
That's
or
true.
Like flirting with other people and like because she's out and he's out, but they're not at the same place together. Like clearly there's something wrong going on.
Yeah. You're so cool. It makes me hate you so much. I couldn't even say that with a straight face because look at that face. So yeah, cool people are annoying. Sometimes you just look at them, you're just like, what? Could you just stop it? You know?
No, exactly. When you're just like, can you just do something to make you less attractive right now? Because it's really just, I can't do this.
It's annoying. And it makes me feel inferior and therefore I hate you. Which is a whole thing that I think about often. I don't remember who told me this once, where like when you judge someone or dislike someone about a certain quality, sometimes it means that you just wish that you had that quality. Mm-hmm. So like super confident people used to like really put me off until I realized that it's because I wasn't that confident. And so if anyone needed to hear that today, I don't know. That's something I've learned over my 28 years of living. Whiskey on Ice, Sunset and Vine, dive bar on the east side, where you at? You've ruined my life by not being mine.
Oh, another thing with the whiskey of it all, Getaway Car, is in the song after this.
Yeah, which makes total sense because, and we'll get there, but the end of the song is her being like, no, it's fine.
Sorry,
I
jumped the gun.
This is a non-linear podcast. We jump all over the place.
We're just here for the vibes.
Yeah, I mean, I'm imagining that the people listening have heard the song Gorgeous and they can travel, they can ping pong with us.
That's true.
So the chorus, you're so gorgeous. I can't say anything to your face because look at your face. Gorgeous. She's just tongue-tied. And I love how like just flirty and super non-eloquent this is. Like this is not Taylor Swift trying to write the next like big great American song. Novel.
She's just like, oh, I have a crush.
Right. And I'm so furious at you for making me feel this way. But what can I say? You're gorgeous.
So good.
Love how she's just blaming this guy left and right.
She's like, can you try being ugly so I don't want to cheat on my boyfriend anymore? Right.
And also in the song, Don't Blame Me. She's just like, no, don't point fingers at me. Blame you. This is your fault. She'd be pointing fingers on Reputation. I don't know what to say. So verse 2, you should take it as a compliment that I'm talking to everyone in here but you. Real. I think that like there's this feminine urge when you want to talk to someone to just like ignore them. Yeah. So you're like, I can't, if I talk to them, it'll be like that Instagram reel I sent you where she just doesn't know what to say and then she accidentally walks into the wall. That's what it would be. You guys know I've told this before. When I met Joseph Quinn, I immediately fell. Like that's how it is. I am the girl from the DComs. That's who I am. Except I don't get, like Joseph Quinn didn't fall in love with me after that.
Rude. Maybe he did, and he just couldn't say anything to your face because look at your face.
Gorgeous. Anyway, and you should think about the consequence of you touching my hand in a darkened room. Yeah, like why would you do that? Obviously, I'm going to be playing that in my head for the next 7 to 10 business days.
No, exactly. If I'm in a dark room and you're like, I'm like, what are we?
Like, exactly. If you've got a girlfriend, I'm jealous of her. But if you're single, that's honestly worse. Also real. It's like, if you're single right now and I'm this attracted to you and I still can't have you, that's awful.
Exactly. Because she's like, I shouldn't cheat on my boyfriend. Do you have someone that you're trying not to cheat on too to make this easier on me?
Right. Exactly.
But she's like, I'm a girl's girl, but I'm not a guy's girl. I will cheat, but I will not be the other woman. And you know what?
Yeah. You know,
fair enough.
Morally gray stuff happening here.
Morally gray, but girl's girl.
You're so gorgeous it actually hurts. And then the pre-chorus, ocean blue eyes looking in mine. I feel like I might sink and drown and die. Not to devastate you prematurely, but so long, London. They say I abandoned the ship, but I was going down with it. Okay. Chorus happens again, and then we get to the bridge. You make me so happy, it turns back to sad. Which on the Swacket, she was talking about how this line is so simple but so meaningful. Like something that makes you so happy that all of a sudden you're afraid of losing it. Yeah. Or in this case, she's like, you make me so happy that I'm sad because I can't have you. Yeah. There's nothing I hate more than what I can't have. True. I don't have anything to say about that. You're so gorgeous, it makes me so mad. Then she repeats the first 2 lines again. Then she says, guess I'll just stumble on home to my cats. Ugh, alone. Unless you want to come along. She flirty. She's spicy. She said, listen, I'll cheat.
She said, listen, I'm going to break up with my boyfriend anyways.
You can't spell cheat without cat.
I have not cheated on anyone.
I was talking about her cats.
I was like, God damn.
That was not an accusation.
No. Do you see how it sounded like one?
Yes, I hear it now. Literally.
I was like, damn.
I'm so sorry. Imagine if I was exposing. You've never cheated.
I've never cheated. I've only been cheated on.
Oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. Okay.
That's so funny.
I was just trying to make a little joke.
No, it was a good joke if I didn't have my name.
It's so fair. But yeah, I love that she's like testing the waters really early. She's like, no, I need you to know that like I have cats at home. So like if you're not okay with me being a cat mom, then you can just get out right now.
True.
I, as someone who absolutely adores my cat, like if someone feels like that's weird of me, then red flag.
Yeah. If somebody didn't like my dog or if my dog didn't like somebody,
red flag.
Out, done.
Yeah.
Over.
So that's basically it. Then we just get the chorus again, and then it repeats words. Discussion question. Who is so gorgeous in your life that you can't say anything to their face because look at their face?
I don't know if there's anyone in my life. I mean, like Orla Garland, when we met her, I was like...
She's so pretty.
I was like, oh my God, she's here, existing.
She's so pretty.
She is so pretty.
All of the famous people we've met, like Charlie Cox was also the prettiest man I've ever seen.
He was so gorgeous.
Yeah.
Fortnight featuring Post Malone.
Whoa. Wost Malone.
Wost Malone. So, this is the first track off of the Tortured Poets Department. It was also the first single off the Tortured Poets Department, and it was written by Taylor Jack Antonoff and Austin Post, aka Post Malone. And it was produced by Swiftlore.
You know, I didn't know his name was Austin, but that really makes sense.
No, like it really tracks.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. And this song was nominated for Song of the Year and Record of the Year at the 2025 Grammys. It didn't win either, but I mean, it kind of like it had tough competition. Actually, yeah. I think Not Like Us won both of those.
And Not Like Us kind of sweeped, and Taylor didn't win any Grammys, but
that's okay.
That's okay.
Because in my heart, she won all of them.
I love this song. It's back so in my rotation, and I feel like I slept on it for like months.
No, absolutely. When Tortured Poets first came out, I really didn't listen to it that much, but since like deciding like, oh, I'm going to cover this song, I've been just, even if I haven't been listening to it, it's just been on the brain.
Yeah, it's really good.
And other people also agree that it's really good because it broke the record for the highest single day streams on Spotify, which is wild when you consider that it wasn't released ahead of Tortured Poets.
Yeah.
Like I think it was Britton, friend of the pod, talking about like if Taylor does a normal album rollout for whatever TS12 will be, if she puts out a single ahead of time, it's going to like break crazy records. Mm-hmm. Like every streaming record ever will just be blown out of the water if she does that, because this song getting #1 streams in like ever, and 30 other songs came out the same day by Taylor is like crazy.
Well, it is the first song.
It is the first song, but also
it's still wild.
Yeah.
But she hasn't released a single in advance since like Reputation, right?
Lover's the last one she did.
Okay, yeah. You're right. That's still a long time ago.
Yeah, she hasn't released a single before an album since 2019. It's been 6 years.
Wow.
Crazy stuff. This song also peaked at #1 on the Billboard Hot 100 chart, the Billboard Global 200 chart, and also the charts in Australia, Canada, Malaysia, New Zealand, the Philippines, Singapore, the United Arab Emirates, and the UK.
Wow.
So just a couple of charts. And the music video for this song came out the same day as the album. There's not really like a linear plot to the music video. It's more just like the vibes and kind of like Easter eggs for throughout the album. There is also an Easter egg for her song with Gracie Abrams, Us, because there's like a book that says like this Us on the front. It's like the story of us, which also is reference to her own song, The Story of Us, but then the Gracie Abrams song came out like shortly after Tortured Poets. And like the music video has Taylor and Post Malone in it, and she's like in a mental institution, and like there's kind of like flashbacks to their relationships. And it's interesting because the scenes that he's not, or like the scenes where they're not together, or like where they can't acknowledge each other are the scenes where she's like in the mental institution, like the opening, and then the other one, like he's in the electric chair scene, but he's like not looking at her. Just an interesting thing because I rewatched the music video.
I think I've sent you a few of these edits. I keep seeing them of like
the pill.
No, but like the Fortnight music video flashing to Delicate.
Oh, you have the
Painful.
Oh yeah, because people are making edits to David by Lorde of like I don't belong to anyone.
Yep.
The other one I've seen is at the beginning of the music video, she like takes the forget him pill.
Oh. And
people did a parallel to Blank Space music video where she has the candy heart.
Oh.
And like they've done the same thing of the like David edit with the style music video, or not style, the Blank Space music video in Fortnite.
Pain.
In terms of personal connections, I like the song, but I don't really relate too much to it. Like, I do love the representation for the girlies who have had a 2-week situationship and then thought about it for a really long time. So I appreciate that. But overall, my interpretation of this song is it's kind of like a prologue to Tortured Poets Department, and it lines up a lot of the main themes of the album, like doomed love, trying to act like nothing is wrong, when in reality you feel like your life is falling apart, female rage, and also like this short-lived relationship that the album is focusing on a lot.
Yeah, it really is like an introduction because this song very much sets up like I got out of this really long relationship and then I had a rebound.
Yeah, and the rebound fucked me up.
Yeah. Florida.
Yes, Florida is mentioned.
True.
So let's dive into lyrics.
Let's do it.
I was supposed to be sent away, but they forgot to come and get me. What an opening to the album. Like, immediately, she's saying, everyone thought that I was crazy, but they kind of, like, forgot about her. Like, she wasn't important enough to come and take away. And it's very much like a parallel to Hits Different, which is one of the last songs on Midnights, depending on which version of the album you're listening to. It's the last song. And in that song, like, is it you or have they come to take me away? So take me away.
Yeah.
And then the next album starting with, I was supposed to be sent away, but they forgot.
Yeah, like I've just been sitting at home waiting for either you or to be taken away, and neither of those things happened, and I've just been alone.
Yeah. And it also makes me think about, like, the role of media cycles in, like, her processing breakups and relationships and things, because, like, you know, she goes through a breakup, it's huge news, whatever, but then, like, a couple weeks later, people move on. And it's like, everyone was saying, like, oh my God, she's crazy, we have to go lock her away. But then after a couple of weeks, the next crazy celebrity thing happened, and they just forgot about her and all of the damage that that relationship had on her, and that the portrayal in the media of the relationship, how that impacted her. Like, she's still feeling the after effects, but she's not getting the treatment for it because people have just moved on. So, banger of a first line. I was a functioning alcoholic till nobody noticed my new aesthetic. It kind of makes me think of when you start doing something that you know is a little bit like self-sabotagey, and you're doing it as a cry for help, and then you realize that you're functioning too well, even though you feel like you're falling apart and nobody's noticing. So you're like, all I'm doing is hurting myself and I'm not even getting attention for it. So then you kind of have to, like, fix yourself, even though, because your options are just, do I want to get worse so that people will help, or do I want to just try to get over this on my own?
Yeah, it's definitely like a cry for help, but like
that one that gets ignored.
Yeah.
All of this to say, I hope you're okay, but you're the reason. She's like, I loved you, you know, like, I love you, whatever. It's, you do you. I'm glad that you're okay, but I'm miserable and it's your fault. And no one here's to blame, but what about your quiet treason? Like, no one here is to blame, as in everybody who is with her still, they're not the ones to blame, even though they're the ones who are being impacted by this heartbreak, like she is, or kind of like secondhand impacted. And like, obviously he's the reason. No one here is to blame because you left, and you leaving is what is the problem.
There's
That's
that blame
quiet
again.
treason.
There's that blame again. The use of treason is also interesting to me.
Yeah. I feel like also it's interesting. Like, I had a thought and then it disappeared. Oh, I was thinking like treason, you deserve prison, but you won't get time.
Yes.
It was quiet treason. So, like, you know, it kind of went unnoticed.
Yeah.
Even though it shouldn't have. And for a fortnight there, we were forever. Who among us hasn't been in an intense situationship that felt like it could be forever, but then it ends up just crashing and burning? But, like, while it's happening, you're like, this could be forever.
Yeah, and I love the use of just like the word Fortnight and as the title of the song too.
Yeah.
Because it sounds more official than saying for 2 weeks.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that also is kind of like setting the tone for the Torture Poets department in general, because it's like, yeah, these things that I'm feeling aren't that out of the ordinary, but I'm making it into art. Mosaic Broken Hearts.
Yeah. Also, this part, I never really thought about the lyrics or the rhythm of them, but the way that she sings this and like each line running into the next is so fascinating. I don't know how her brain came up with that.
Yeah, literally. Like, it's so good. Because it's for Fortnight there, we were forever run into you sometimes. Ask about the weather. Which, like, you know, they're in the same industry, the person that this is allegedly about. So it's inevitable that they're going to run into each other. Sometimes they're going to see each other. But their breakup is still so raw. They can't talk about anything real together. All they can talk about is, like, you know, small talk, work, and the weather.
Right.
Back to December. And it's like the weather is the, like, go-to cliche small talk thing.
Yeah. And they went from forever to sometimes in, like, the blink of an eye.
Now You're in My Backyard turned into Good Neighbors. I think it's very interesting that it's like he's in the backyard. He's coming in, like, seeing something that's not, like, it is outside, but it's not for, like, public consumption in the way that, like, you know, her front lawn is that she mentioned in the second chorus. But, like, they're able to coexist kind of, like, as neighbors, but they can't, you know, obviously, like, fully be together the way that they were. Your wife waters flowers. He already moved on. He already has a serious relationship, a wife, and the wife is watering the flowers, watering their relationship, making him better, maybe, in a way that she wasn't able to.
And it's also just this peaceful, serene, you've built a home with this person. She has a garden.
Your wife waters flowers, and I want to kill her.
It's such a turn.
I love, and this is like another parallel to Gorgeous of like, if you've got a girlfriend, I'm jealous of her. And she's like, she's just so angry at the situation. And it kind of feels almost like a strange parallel to like Mad Woman and the like Women Like Hunting Witches too, where she has all of this anger, but she has so much of it that she can't just be angry at him. So she also has to be angry at his new partner.
I especially love that she goes there with this line because of the theme of her being in an asylum or being taken to an asylum, and also like having these like, homicidal thoughts in the song.
That's one of the ways you can get committed is
not to laugh while saying
yourself or others.
The word homicidal. I didn't mean to laugh while saying that word, but it's so like it's
okay because it's a homicidal metaphor. It's not a real homicide.
But she feels such strong emotions because of the situation. It's also a very peaceful sounding song.
Yeah, that's the thing. She's just like, your wife waters flowers. I want to kill her. Like, it's so gentle. She's just like, by the way, thinking about murder.
Just musing.
Just musing about over murder. A little murder. And now verse 2, which is when Post Malone starts coming in. All my mornings are Monday stuck in an endless February. Monday mornings are, you know, the worst because it's after the weekend, which a weekend is 2 days, a fortnight is 2 weeks. It's kind of a parallel. And it's like every morning she wakes up and it's like she had this great, amazing weekend, fortnight, adventure, whatever. And now every day she has to wake up and it's Monday and it's February, which is like the worst month of the year. There's not really any like days off, like from all of the terrible, that was not a good sentence.
No, but I'm having so many thoughts right now. I'm like the Galaxy Brain meme.
Yeah, so it's like every day is like the worst month and the worst day of the week.
Yes, but also follow me on this path here. So like weekend 2 days, fortnight 2 weeks, February 2 month. 2 months since New Year's Day.
222.
222.
The other thing with this line that I want to shout out Megan Collins. When she was on the podcast, she talked about like parallels with Sylvia Plath, who did kill herself on a Monday in February 1963. So just another parallel there, because there are a lot of like literary references here, that it kind of is that same thing of like all of my mornings are waking up on this day where I feel like I'm going to die. I took the miracle move on drug. She jumped from one relationship to another in an attempt to avoid the pain from the first relationship ending, but the effects were temporary. And once that rebound relationship ended, she then had to process the heartbreak of 2 relationships instead of just one, which is so much harder, and it hits even harder after that second one ends.
Yeah, and it ties into the fact that like she talks about drugs and drunk and love and all that in all of her previous songs, and then also in like is it LML where she says Lommel from Lommel where she says get rich quick scheme.
Yes.
So it's like the miracle move on drug. It was advertised to her like, do this, take this, and you'll move on. And so she did. Like she took this opportunity, but it didn't last. It burned out just as quickly as it like solved her problem, or quote unquote solved her problem.
Yeah. And I love you. It's ruining my life. She can't move on. She can't be a good neighbor. It can't be Tuesday. It can't be March because she's still processing this love, and it's ruining her life because all she feels is this like all-consuming anger and sadness and heartbreak, and she still has that love, and it can't go anywhere. So then it just turns into grief, and it's hard grieving somebody who is still alive and apparently doing much better than you. And it's interesting because Taylor sings it, and then Post Malone repeats it back, and then Taylor says, "I touched you for only a fortnight." I think it's really interesting that it's like touched for only a fortnight. Like their relationship might have kind of been yearning and building up beforehand, and afterwards it didn't immediately like die. Like she's still feeling all these emotions, but for that fortnight is the only time that they were actually together and actually in a real relationship.
Yeah. It reminds me of 2 things. So the first thing it reminds me of is that idea of like, if you have a paint that's yellow and then you add a touch of blue, you're always going to be a little green. Mm-hmm. Like that sort of situation of like, I touched you and now I'm always like, you're always going to be a part of me.
Which is an interesting parallel, as the muse for this song is also allegedly the muse for Halsey's Colors.
That is interesting. And then the second thing is like, with this idea of touch, it reminds me of like Pride and Prejudice, where the guy and the girl making physical contact was like this huge thing.
Yeah.
And so again, just like this calling back to previous literary works throughout the album.
Yeah, and it's like all they had to do was touch, and it became this huge thing. Mm-hmm. And then it's interesting. So Taylor sings, "I touched you for only a fortnight," and then Post Malone sings, "I touched you," and then she says, "But I touched you." So like her complete thought is, "I touched you for only a fortnight, but I touched you." Like, but it happened. It was real. Yeah. It was real to me.
Yeah, it was where I was there.
Exactly. And it's like, I touched you for only a fortnight, but I touched you. Like, they had this whole buildup and all of this yearning and whatever, and then they finally got together, and it didn't work out, but, like, it did happen.
Yeah. Also, one of the other final tracks on Midnight's, Mastermind, A Touch of the Hand Lit the Fuse.
Oh, yeah.
Which, now that we know that Midnight's is a breakup album.
Ouch.
Ouch.
And then the chorus happens again. The last chorus is repeated, and then she adds a second stanza, refrain, whatever, to the chorus. So after your wife waters flowers, I want to kill her. And for a fortnight there, we were together. So before, we were forever, but now she's kind of starting to process it a little bit, and it's like, we were together. Like for a fortnight there, we were together, you know, she's processing things a little bit more, and she's seeing their time together as finite, whereas before she was like, those 2 weeks, like we were forever, but now it's like, it was a fortnight we were together. Run into you sometimes, comment on my sweater. I think it's really interesting that it's like, before it was, you know, talk about the weather, which is small talk, and now it's comment on my sweater, which is like strangely neutral of a thing to say. It's not like, oh, you like compliment my sweater or you say something negative about my sweater. It's just comment on. Like a comment is such a neutral passive thing, but it's like he's noticing what she's wearing, and it's like a level of detail as opposed to like the weather is very impersonal. It's like her sweater is something on her person. Like he's looking at her and observing her enough to have something to say.
Interesting. I've also always taken it as a reference to Cardigan.
Oh.
So like you comment on my sweater. So like there's still something there.
Damn, that's good.
Thank you.
Now you're at the mailbox, turned into good neighbors. So before he was in the backyard, now he's at the mailbox. So before they kind of were like trying to get past this a little bit and like still hiding it, but now they're in the front of the house at the mailbox. You know, they're getting mail, chatting as neighbors. And then in tandem with the next line of my husband is cheating, I want to kill him, I think it's interesting because it's like when he was the one that was in a relationship and it's happy, he's coming to her backyard and hiding it. But once her relationship starts being messed up, suddenly he's at the front. He's trying to slide in.
inbox.
Yeah.
Interesting.
My husband is cheating. I want to kill him. This idea of her like moving on, getting married the way that he did, and like it kind of feels like she made like this safe choice of like, okay, I went with the guy that's just going to be like my husband and we're going to have a house and a nice backyard and a mailbox and blah, blah, blah. But even though she'd made like the safe choices, she's still getting hurt.
Well, so here's where I get a little confused, and this goes a little into speculation, so I don't want to talk about it terribly much, but like this album talks about two specific relationships. One that's a long-term, like years and years long partnership, and the other one is like the very quick, very intense rebound. So who is who in this song?
I mean, I feel like this song also is kind of like she's taking their relationship and putting it in like a different story where it's like instead of them being these big celebrities, it's like if they were just, you know, in a normal town.
Yeah.
And then they end up being like, you end up accidentally becoming like neighbors with your ex.
Right. So like which ex who lives next door and which ex is the cheating husband?
I think the cheating husband is a completely imagined character.
Okay.
That's how I always saw it, is like the wife and the cheating husband are both these, like, she's imagining years down the road what it's going to be like, because those 2 weeks affected her so much. She's like, I'm going to see you and I'll be married and I'll hate him and I'll hate your wife. And like, I also wonder if it's kind of like she thinks she's going to keep falling into this cycle of the same thing happening. You know, sometimes like when you're in a relationship, you know, the classic, you accept the love you think you deserve.
Right.
That whole idea. And like, if she keeps getting with these men that like don't respect her.
Yeah. That's true. And it's it does really tie into Gorgeous a lot with her being like, I haven't seen my boyfriend in a couple of months.
Yeah.
Or he's in the club doing I don't know what. Like my husband is cheating.
And then the bridge comes. But the bridge is just the second half of verse 2 repeated over and over again. And it's interesting because it kind of drives home the point that both of them were ruined by whatever happened between them. Like, even though their relationship was short, they both were ruined by it. And they both like can't fully let it go. Because it starts with Taylor saying, I love you, it's ruining my life. And then Post Malone says, I love you, it's ruining my life. And then she says, I touched you for only a fortnight. And then both of them say, I touched you, I touched you. And then I love you, it's ruining my life. Both of them.
I love that line so much.
It's so good. I have the snow globe with the typewriter and the, like, instead of snow, it's little pieces of paper that say, I love you, it's ruining my life. It's on my desk and I look at it a lot.
Amazing.
Sometimes when I'm having a bad day, I just turn it upside down and watch all the papers fall.
Because like, it's I love you present tense.
Yes, exactly.
And it's ruining my life present tense.
Exactly. And then the outro.
This part
is so good. So Post Malone sings the first two lines. Thought of calling ya, but you won't pick up. I think it's kind of like in line with the way that Taylor, we've talked about before, how she kind of like assumes what her partner or ex or whoever is feeling because she knows them. And so she can kind of like almost think of them as a character and think about like what they're thinking and what they're going through. And so she's like, well, the reason why he's not calling is because he thinks I won't pick up. And it's also very much parallels I Almost Do off of Red. Like, he's not calling, but it's not because he doesn't want to.
Oh, interesting. I don't know why I always just assumed all of the songs from her POV. Like, I know it's post singing. Yeah. But just like, I thought of calling you, but you won't pick up. And that's
well, the thing is, she sings it a couple lines later. Oh. So then that really drives home to me that it's projection because she's not calling because she thinks he won't pick up, but she can't call because if he does pick up, then that's bad. And if he doesn't pick up, that's worse. So the only good thing to do is to stay in limbo. Wow. But then she has to think the reason he's not calling is because he's going through the same thing I'm going through. It's not because he doesn't want to call.
Yeah. So Post Malone is just an entire projection, imaginary version of this guy.
Exactly.
Wow. I love this song. It's ruining my life.
Another fortnight lost in America. The fortnight that they spent together is in the past. It's lost. And now every fortnight since then feels like it was also lost. Move to Florida. In Florida, like, as a song is kind of about her processing a breakup and being able to like have some sort of like cathartic moment and then process it and let it go. Fuck Me Up, Florida. So I think it's very interesting that as like part of the prologue to the album, she mentions like having to, like, a fortnight is lost in America and moving to Florida is like the only way to get things back on track. Mm-hmm. And then they both say, buy the car you want. And Genius pointed out, I don't think this was a good note, but it's what Genius said. And I couldn't think of anything else, so I just went with it. Genius pointed out that there's a parallel to King of My Heart with all of the boys and their expensive cars, the Range Rovers and the Jaguars.
Jaguars.
Never took me quite where you do. And like, she's no longer hiding what she wants, and she can like get the car that she wants, and he can get the car that he wants, and it's not like a thing.
What if it's more of a reference to Getaway Car?
I feel like that could also be, yeah, because it's like, move to Florida, buy the car you want.
Yeah, like get away.
But it won't start up till you touch me. It is interesting because Post Malone sings the, but it won't start up till you, and then they both say the touch me. Like, they can get whatever material things that they want in the world, but none of it's going to matter unless they're together, because the most important part of the things that they want is that they want the other person with them.
Yeah, and I think it's interesting how she's saying like touch, like she's repeating it almost like a record that's skipping, because like that's how strong the desire is. Like, I touched you and now I just want it to happen again. Exactly.
And then Taylor sings the thought of calling you, but you won't pick up. And it's, again, just like what I already said. She's projecting. Mm-hmm. And then she also just repeats another fortnight lost in America. And it's interesting thinking about like the fortnight that they had together felt like it wasn't lost. Like, they felt like they were finding something. And now that they're spending it apart, it all feels like lost time.
Yeah.
And that is all for my fortnight notes. My discussion question. Have you ever had a situationship that was short, but it wrecked you and you couldn't really express your pain because you were like, I'm being ridiculous, but at the same time, ouch.
Huh.
For me, yes. The first girl that I ever like had a situationship with fucked me up.
Florida.
Very, very Fortnite coded. Honestly, if this album had been out freshman year of college.
Oh, yeah, you would have been. Wow.
Well,
we've done that. I think most of our yapping was about things that aren't Taylor Swift.
But you know what? We also yapped about Taylor Swift a lot, too.
We did both. And that's on Swiftlore. Is there anything else? I don't have hint songs or anything. We're just kind of going with the flow here.
Yeah, we're not doing hint songs since we're doing the every other week for the summer and perhaps beyond. We haven't revisited that, so...
The summer's going, gone almost. And like, I'm not ready.
It's already August.
I know.
It really do be
August
slipping away.
True.
Like a moment in time.
Yeah, so true. So thank you for bearing with us, but I kind of really like
I also kind of really like the every other week.
The every other, because I just feel like I have more to talk about.
Yeah, that's true.
And it's also, of course, less work.
Yeah. Let us know what you guys think of the every other week. Mm-hmm. We want to hear your feedback on stuff. If you've liked the every other week, if you're like, no, we need more.
And then also, we still do have the Patreon paused for August, but I'm going to shout out our Swiftest anyway. Bethany, M, September, Ashley, Liam, Chelsea, Dominic.
Woohoo.
Wow. You guys rock. So all of this to say, I hope you're okay.
Crispy high five.
Crispy high five. Oh, also you can follow us on TikTok at Swiftlore Pod.
Oh, and on Instagram at Swiftlore Pod.
And that's that.
Bye.
Oh, high five first. Weird.
Bye.
Bye. Everything's out of order.